Welcome to the Bold Analysis. My name is Frank. Of course, today is an important day in this country where the report on the Finance Bill 2024-2025 is expected to be tabled before Parliament this afternoon. We had promised that we'll give you an update and we'll be following closely on the events that are happening at Statehouse, where the parliamentary group of MPs allied to the Kenya Kwanza administration were meeting the president today in order to discuss the contents of the finance bill and the final recommendations that the Committee on Finance and Planning were to table before Parliament this afternoon. Of course, we were following also on the protests by Kenyans who have vowed to reject the finance bill in totality and occupy Parliament today such that the debate does not proceed on as intended. Of course, there has been heavy police deployment in and around the CBD and especially around Parliament and other critical installations that they think Kenyans might flood later within the day. So, the information that we've just received in from Statehouse is that the Finance Committee on Planning and Finance, that is led by Kuria MP, has given out a press statement that is in front of the President and the Deputy and of course the Prime Cabinet Secretary and other MPs from the Kenya Kwanza coalition, and there are sections of the bill that they've said they've been forced to reconsider in regards to the public outcry that has been in the public. Of course, just to mention but a few, before we get a snippet of the same, is the VAT on bread that was supposed to be introduced, the taxation that they were supposed to be having on vegetable oil, and on mobile phone transfer services, just but among a few. Let's listen to Kuria Kimani, who is the chair of the Finance and Planning Committee.
Proposed. Thank you.
The chair of the Finance and Planning Committee. Now, from the statement that he has released, it is quite evident that there are things that are clearly coming out from this bill. One, it seems from this statement rather that they've just made, it seems that this is a strategy to buy sympathy from Kenyans by working on Kenyans on something called a reverse psychology. Because whatever they've done is that at first they threatened to impose these taxes on Kenyans so as to hear the public outcry, then come at the very last minute and then withdraw or pretend to withdraw some of the contentious clauses, only for later on for them to carry on with the proposals of the IMF backed bill, backed finance bill. Clearly, that is what clearly seems to be coming out from this finance bill. So it seems to be a PR strategy. And with that PR strategy, especially when I believe that the intelligence of this country works clearly round the clock to ensure that the president and other important secretary dignitaries are rather informed in advance or briefed, that is the better word, on the intelligence situation in the country. So probably by the intelligence that they'd gathered, they knew that Kenyans would be against these proposals and they want a sellout point for this government. That one, the president has clearly demonstrated before that is capable of doing that. So it is to push Kenyans to a level of public outcry, Kenyans to claim to be coming out to protest on this, and then they backstand on some of the contentious issues, though not all, so as to get some people who are sympathizing with them that indeed the government is listening, when in real sense there are still very many contentious issues that are within that bill that have not been talked to or that have not been talked on. So, two, it seems that the pressure of Kenyans, and especially on social media, and even those who have come out clearly and have vowed to demonstrate. Of course, today, there have been demonstrations across the country. I've seen somewhere in Kitengela. In Nairobi CBD, they've been arresting or making arrests using plainclothes officers against citizens who have come out to protest against this bill. So that pressure, despite people like David Ndii saying that those are just social media pressure and are not anything tangible on the ground, it seems that they've started realizing that indeed the pressure is real and things are likely to get worse if they don't listen to Kenyans. Of course, I've seen somebody run some trends on social media and asking questions at the end, does the pressure increase or decrease? That's an answer that, well, it might be as well be with you. Number three, on this, it seems that the change of tact, and there is a change of tact, of course, because I've heard the leader of majority, that is Kimani Ichung'wah, saying that even to those Kenyans who are camping outside parliament, that they should not be worried because today it is only the tabling of the bill that will be done. Then the debate will follow on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, and of course during the weekend they will again sit and take some of the proposals that shall be made by other, what he has said, members of parliament. So it seems that there is a strategy to buy time and hoodwink Kenyans so that Kenyans don't know their exact execution time of the same. So even if they say this, there are still very many issues that have not been addressed on this finance bill. For example, I've seen somewhere that they are saying that they are not going to have, or they are not going to levy that eco-levy on locally manufactured goods, and that is only going to be levied on imported finished products. And they've given examples of items like sanitary pads and baby diapers, those ones that are locally manufactured, that they're not going to impose that levy on them. But then it is a question of common sense that for essential items like sanitary pads, why would you even be taxing them? Why would you even not be giving them for free when other things like condoms are being given for free? That's a question that can be asked if indeed this finance bill is at the heart of what majority of Kenyans feel aggravated against. Number four, there seems to be an opposition deep from within the government on this finance bill, because clearly the writing is on the wall that even for some of the MPs drumming up support for this bill, they're just drumming up support for fear of reprisal. It is because that is the party stand that the bill must pass. That is the stand of the president that the bill must pass. But they are not in tandem, or they are not in agreement with the contents of the bill. You even saw over the weekend when the deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, was in Nakuru at some event, some MPs stood in front of him and told him, no, if you see us vote no against this bill, then no, it is the voice of the people and not our voice. And since we represent the people, we are liable to stand with them. We are right, rather, to stand with them. And you even look at Gachagua's body friction today, frictional body language today at Statehouse, then he seems not to be a happy man. I don't know whether it's because of the political developments that have been in the country, but he seems not to be a happy man. I saw him somewhere standing behind the podium, but his face was all gloomy, signs that probably is among the disjointed members of this administration who are feeling that the common mwananchi is going to be heavily impacted with this bill. So that is the latest information on the finance bill. Of course, we are still following up on other updates that will be coming our way and we'll be letting you know. Thank you for watching.